So the first step in making your ramen is to chop the bok choy and prepare the ingredients. So I'm going to be using a medium-sized knife, and I'm going to slightly finely chop the stems or the white part of the bok choy. That is a very bad cutting that I am doing. It should not look like this, it should look better. But I'm not the best at this recipe. But I would still like to show you. So now you're gonna chop the bigger parts of the bok choy, like the leaves. I'm sorry, the leaves is what I meant to say. The leaves. Okay, so you're gonna chop them into bigger, like big pieces. I chopped a little bit too big. Oh, shoot. But after that, you separate the leaves that you have chopped and into one bowl, and in the other bowl you put the white pieces. So then you chop your scallions or spring onion, or as I call them, green onions. So as you did with the bok choy, you're going to, this time you're going to thinly slice all of it. So you're going to slice both the white parts and the greenish parts, and this it's very good, but don't take that little root. So all the greenish, like slightly greenish, and the white parts will go in one bowl, and then the like medium green to dark green will go in another bowl. Oh my god, I'm so close to chopping myself. I need chopping lessons. As you did with the bok choy, you separate it. And if I haven't already said this, I don't have that much good memory, but there's this little root part at the bottom of the green onions, and you can chop that off. You have to chop that off. You're not going to be using it. I pre-chopped that off along with some of the slimy parts of the green onion. So you don't really need to use that. I haven't found a use for it, but just throw it away. So after you finish that, you are gonna take garlic and ginger, and I'm using garlic paste and ginger paste to make it easier, but you could use the cloves. You're gonna take 1 teaspoon of garlic paste and a full tablespoon of ginger paste. The smell was very strong. And for later use, you're gonna want to boil some water. If you want to boil it in a large pot, you can do that, but I'm just gonna boil it separately later. After this, we are gonna start to cook your meat. Okay, so I am gonna be using this breakfast beef thing. It's kind of like bacon, but it's kind of seasoned and it's not pork because I'm doing a halal recipe. It's not pork, it's just halal zabiha beef. So you're gonna take this, and if you're using flank steak, you want to salt it with salt and pepper, but I feel like this is already salted and peppered, so you don't need to do anything to it. So chop it and get it out. It's hard to get out. It's very hard. You know what? I'm gonna just pull it out. It's not sanitary. I don't care. It's very hard to open. It's much harder than it looks. So you are also going to heat a teaspoon of oil and cook this in there. And this is what mine looked like when I was cooking. I just put a teaspoon of oil, and this was actually better to cook without the oil, but if you're doing the flank steak, you're definitely going to want to use the oil. So this is what mine looked like when it's done. I'd say 3 to 4 minutes if you're doing flank steak on each side, but mine I just did until it looked done or on the package. So with this pot, the same pot, you do not need to clean it or anything at all. You are going to put your greenish, whitish parts of the green onions in there. Keeping the heat is low, by the way. Medium, sorry. You're going to put those. And after you put those, you are also going to put your garlic and ginger. And this is going to be kind of the base, like how Indian cooking works, how they put like spices and onions. It's kind of going to be like that for your broth. And mix it around so it doesn't just all the ginger stays at one place. So after it looks like how it looks in my video right here, you're going to want to put your leaves of the bok choy, all of them. You won't be needing them, and the stems. So basically the whole bok choy. Everything of your bok choys that you were using. Then don't turn up the heat yet, but you want to keep cooking this until your bok choy kind of looks wilted a bit, and you can mix it too to get the flavor, but I find it's very hard to mix. I don't know why. It'll get mixed in later. Just mix it. So this is how it looked like, and I am going to be putting 4 cups of water. I could not carry it, so I'm just putting it at my sink. With some assistance, I'm just doing it at my sink. Don't worry about me. It's going to take a little long. But just 4 cups of water. It's simply that. You can mix it up then. And you will need to sometimes maybe put some more water because evaporation exists. So after you have done that, you are going to want to, after you do that, you're going to want to let it sit for a bit. The recipe that I was following said 2 to 3 minutes. I personally did 5 minutes. Or until it boils too. It took 5 minutes for me to boil. Sorry, my brain's kind of messed up. Okay, so once it boils, no, this is just a video of me boiling. I'll tell you in the next video. So once it looks like it's been boiling, you can reduce the heat a little bit, and you can put, oh no. Did I actually forget to tell you guys? Yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. Okay, so after you put it to this is why you're putting it to the simmer, but I forgot to tell you earlier, we put our beef bouillon in, and we put soy sauce, and we put salt and pepper. That was in the video that I was just saying about cooking for 5 minutes. So do it then. I'm going to put like a subtitle or something to tell you then. But just let it now. You can mix it and squash it to get the flavor. Like squash the stuff in there. Because remember, you won't be eating this stuff. Yeah, and then let it simmer for like 4 to 5 minutes. So after it's simmered for 4 to 5 minutes, then you could squash it if you want. There's no difference if you don't squash it, except for probably just more flavor. You are gonna start to cook your noodles. It's not instant ramen. So just cook it how the packet says. This is where you're using your boiling water that you used earlier. So cook it however your packet says. So while that's cooking, I am going to be chopping my meat that I made. Chopping the meat, and yeah, no, I don't want to chop it. Should I do this? Should I chop it for the video? It's kind of hard. I give up. I'm just ripping it. I don't care. I don't care anymore. So as I was saying, you just rip it. You literally just rip it. Then you can put it back in the bowl. And you take your hoisin sauce, which is just an Asian sauce. Well, it's not soy sauce. It's not. You can't switch it for soy sauce. It's very different. And you're just gonna squeeze some in there, and you're gonna coat the meat with it, because then it has a taste that makes it taste Asian, if you know. And it also has it's very unique. So yeah, that was just a video of my ramen cooking. More video of my ramen cooking. Okay, no, actually, if you want to salt and pepper, you can, but JK, more video of my ramen cooking. Okay, so to prepare the toppings, there's the green onion tops, and then I have gone ahead and boiled a few eggs, just normal boiled eggs, and I hard boiled it by accident, but you can do any type of boil you want. Obviously, there's the meat covered with the hoisin sauce, and as far as toppings go, you can add bamboo stems, nori seaweed. I'm just cracking my boiled egg. Let's see what else. Fish cake, and there's a lot of toppings you can add, but I'm just gonna be doing simple ramen today, and it's not going to be that fancy. Yeah, this totally did not take 3 hours, but it's not gonna be that fancy, but it's going to be it's not that fancy for ramen. So that's my egg boiled. And don't worry, I'll throw away my stuff later. So this is my ramen when it's cooked. These are the noodles. And so I'm turning off the heat and watch it stop boiling. That's very satisfying. And I will strain it like that. Or you could also do a safer way, but I'm doing this because I have some experience with it. So this is me straining the broth into a container. That's what that pot is up there. And I'm going to put this container into a bowl with, at the bottom, there's going to be a little bit of soy sauce to give it some extra flavor, just a little bit. As you see, I'm showing that it is the broth bowl, and you do not need those anymore. So that is the broth in the bowl. So to assemble, first I'm going to be putting a very big portion of, stop spilling. A very big portion, why does it always stop?
So yeah,
a very
you're
big
just
portion
going
of
to
put a very big portion of ramen noodles in the thing. Why don't I just, yeah, move it closer. Oh no, wait, is it spilled? Never mind, I'm good. I feel like it might overflow for some reason. I'm not putting it all. I'm just putting like maybe one more. I don't know. I'll see how it looks after this one. Using my hands up a little bit. Get off. Oh my gosh. Okay, very good. Yeah, I think that looks good. So, next I am going to be putting my boiled eggs in in a pattern. So, it's not a very complex pattern. It's literally just them next to each other. Then I'm going to take a handful of my green onions. The green parts, and just put it on one side. And then I will take my beef and I'll put it in another pattern, sort of like the eggs that I done. So although it will overflow, as you are gonna see, I'm just putting it on the side. Yeah, and obviously you can add any toppings you want, as I mentioned earlier, but I'm not gonna make mine very, very fancy. So as far as this goes, this is my ramen.